Hey, what's up guys? It's Ivan, and in this video I want to show you how to set up an email sequence or an autoresponder sequence here with Kartra. So in the previous sections we've set up our whole entire funnel, right? Our membership site, our landing page, our thank you page, our sales page, integrated everything together. But now we want to send out emails, right? We want to keep those people in the loop. We want to sell them something later on down the road when they're not actively visiting our website. How do we do that? I'm going to show you here in this video. So the first thing we need to do is click on communications. Now, before we actually delve into these communications and start creating these email sequences, let me quickly show you these few options here. So under each tab, you have these kind of subcategories, right? So under leads, you have your leads. So anybody that signs up, you can click on leads and you can create a new lead, or you can import a batch of leads however you want to. Also, any leads that automatically are generated through signing up in the form will show up here as well. You have your lists here, which we have created. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually delete some of the leads that I had before in the past before creating this course. And that was, I believe, these two. And then these are the ones that we've created, right? So these are the lists that we've created that people will be landing on. So people who bought the Google Ads course will automatically be added to the list. People that signed up to the free affiliate marketing guide on our landing page will be added to this list over here. So you could create a new list if you want, but as we created the pages, as we created the membership sites, we had the opportunity to create our lists there. And so that's what we did. That's why you see them here. You also see your tags here. So these are all the tags that we will be able to target, which is, again, really cool feature I love with Kartra and in general with email marketing. You can tag your audiences and then we can send out emails to cart abandoners. We can send out emails to course members. So the cool thing about tags is that, for example, people that haven't signed up yet to your list, but they've abandoned the cart, you can't add them to a list, right? There's no cart abandoner email list because these people aren't interested. Maybe they haven't bought, maybe they haven't signed up. But with tags, you can reach them because Kartra keeps track of that. So Kartra could keep track of people that haven't bought. So these are all the tags. So it's really cool. You have your analytics here, so you'll be able to see how all your lists are doing, your sequences, your broadcasts, all the views, revenue, how much it generated, everything over here, how active it is each list. So to get an idea for where your strengths are. And that's for your list. You have the same for your leads, for broadcasts. And then we come to communication. So this is the part that we'll be spending most of the time in here in this video. So you have the broadcast. The broadcast is a one-time message that you'll be sending to your recipient. So if you click on add broadcast, you'll be able to enter the name and then select who do you want to send this email to. So you can send it either to a list or to people with tags. So if we do this, select no category, click on create, you will be able to customize your message here. So if we send it by mail, right? All of this we've set up in the previous section. So make sure your email is verified. And then you can send it to recipients. So people who have a certain tag. So let's say they have this tag, cart abandoners, right? We can send it to these cart abandoners. We can send them a specific email here in the next section. So we don't have any leads, so we can't really send it here, but assuming you would, that's how this would work. Or we could send it to, let's say, to people that are subscribed to a list, people that have signed up to our affiliate guide. We can send it here. Again, we don't have anybody. We can't proceed because we're not going to send the email to nobody, but that's how this is going to work. So really, really cool with these broadcasts. But we're going to go back and we're going to go to sequences, okay? And this sequences is what I want to focus on. So we're going to create a sequence so that we're going to create two sequences. One is for people that signed up to our affiliate marketing guide. And let's say we want to upsell them some of our products, some of our courses, okay? So we're going to create a sequence for that. Another sequence we're going to do is for people that have purchased already, people that purchased my Google Ads course, for example. Specifically, we can create a sequence to try to show them other products that we have, my Microsoft Ads course, Facebook Ads course, so on and so forth. You could create as many sequences as you like. You could create a sequence for cart abandoners as well. People that abandoned the cart, you could send them a sequence trying to keep sending them emails. Why did you abandon the cart? Asking them, try not to be spammy, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these lists here that I have, these sequences, so we can start from the beginning. And there you go. And so let's create a new sequence. We'll click on create new. And for this one, let's say affiliate guide signups. Now this is for your reference, that's the name of the sequence. This is going to be the public description of this sequence. So if somebody unsubscribes from your list or from a specific sequence, they're going to see this. So people who signed up for the free guide, for example, we're going to say create. And now we're going to be taken to the sequence builder. And it kind of works similar as with landing pages. You have all your options here on the left, and then you can sort how you want to arrange it, arrange horizontally if you prefer, have it go from left to right or go from top to bottom, up to you, zoom in, zoom out, okay, up to you, and then click done and exit when you're done. So you have the main sequence. You also have a subsequence. A subsequence basically is the same as a sequence, but there's no steps. We can't delete it. Basically, if you run out of room at the main sequence, you can use the subsequence. That's what that is. And then here is where you would set all of your criteria, okay? So for this, like I said, we want to target people that have subscribed to our list, okay? So anybody that downloads the free guide, they're going to be added to our list, okay? So we're going to click plus here, and we're going to say people that were added to our list, or people that signed into the opt-in form. So our list is affiliate guide signups. These are the people we want to target. So once a lead subscribes to this list, what do we want to do? Well, we're going to set it right here. So once they do that, once they get subscribed to a list or once they get added to a list, we want to send them an email. Now, an important note that I'd like to mention, actually, let me just click cancel here real quick. The reason why I said here that people who join a list is because on our form, we had the option to say, hey, when somebody submits a form, add them to this list, okay? So that's why we're doing it here. If you said no to that part, if you didn't add them to a list, then what you'd have to do is you'd have to say, people that opt in to my form, we're gonna say click add, we want them to be added to a list. So in that case, we would select this step, and then we would select another intermediary step, which is here on subscribe to list, okay? In this case, we don't have to do that because they are already added to a list. So right off the bat, we can start sending emails, okay? So we're going to say send email, or you can say send SMS if you like. And we don't have to add or remove tags because we already have. So right after the previous step, we want to send them an email. So we want to send it out any day, any hour is okay. Communication, we're going to enter name of the broadcast. So this is just for your reference, and we're going to name it, let's say, welcome email, right? Welcome email, here's your guide. This is the gateway that we've set up. So we're good here. And then recipients. So we want to, like, who do we want to target? We want to target people that have subscribed to our affiliate guide signups, right? We're going to click add, and then that's who we're targeting. And then you can split test. You can create different versions of an email, or you can just have one. Split tests are nice, but I'll say one for simplicity. And then here you're going to enter the subject. Over here you have these cool variables. So if you have somebody's first name, you can enter, for example, in the subject, hey, first name, here is your free guide, for example. And what you could also do is attach files. So if you want, you could also attach your free guide here as well. So they not only get it on the thank you page, but they also get it via this email. Alternatively, you can make it so they don't get it on the thank you page, so that they only get it on the email, right? That way they're more likely to interact and to check your emails in the future. Preview text is optional. So you could say, for example, hey, and then again, we're going to say, hey, first name, welcome, and here is your guide. So this is like the first thing that somebody's going to see, right? The preview of the message before they open it. So it's optional because if you don't set it, whatever you actually say in the description, that's what's going to show up first. So let's copy this. Let's say here, and we don't have any latest draft, so we're just going to ignore that, but we will compose a message here. So we're going to say, hey, first name, here's your free guide. We can say click, for example, click here to download it. And then what we can do is we can attach a link to our guide if we have it, right? So we can click here. We could also take them to the thank you page, for example. So we can get the URL of our thank you page and possibly even add it here, right? We can do that, but we're just going to ignore it for now. So let's imagine, right? So let's say click here. We're going to click here and we're going to say protocol is HTTPS. And let me actually quickly pull up that URL just so we can make things a little more realistic. All right, so this here was our thank you page that somebody landed on when they subscribed to the forum. So we can just use that. And we could enter it here, or alternatively, again, you can just attach the file and they don't have to click it, right? Up to you. Here's your free guide. Click here to download. It contains 55 pages of very useful content that can help you learn about affiliate marketing and how you can start making money with it. Over these next few weeks, I'll be sending you more helpful emails to share tips and suggestions with you. And we can say, so stay tuned. You can say Yvonne M. Okay, and then if you want, what I like to do is select that and add a little color, add a little background color to the back, so it stands out a little bit. And that looks pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that email. You can send a test email to make sure it works. I think we're good here. We're going to click next. We're checking the spam score. You can do an advanced automation here if you want, like if a lead opens this email or if a lead clicks on a link in this email, let's suppose this link, then we want to give them 10 points, for example. This is pretty cool, right? And then you can target people with a certain number of points. So pretty cool stuff. Or you can add them to another tag. You can say, hey, people who click this link, I want to send them a email clicker tag, for example. So you can do that. Advanced automation is pretty cool. I'm just going to click cancel for now. We're just going to stick with kind of the basic, right, the default. But that's basically what this would be like. So we're going to go ahead and activate this now. We have to activate the email. We're going to drag it more here, and then we're going to connect the two. And there you go. So now when somebody gets added to this list, which they will once they submit the form, automatically we've set that up, they will immediately get this welcome email. If you click on here, you'll be able to see everything at a glance. You can click here to go right away to the edit part. Okay. So we will be able to test this as well. We will test this to make sure it's working. But let's first set up maybe another email here. And let me quickly show you these options here. So you know what send email is, you know what send SMS is. These are these options here. You can add or remove tags. So let's suppose somebody reaches this step. You can remove a certain tag from them, or you can add a tag from them. You can subscribe them to a list, unsubscribe them from a sequence, depending on what step they take. You have a basic automation. Let me show you what that looks like. So basic automation is, for example, after a previous step, we want to do something. We want to add people to a step, or we want to subscribe people somewhere, right? So if a user reaches this step, this one right here, then we want to assign them a tag or do something with them, okay? So that's what this basic automation is. It just adds a little kind of step, a little action that you want them to take. Then you have a true and false split. This one is pretty cool. So this one says, if a user does this, then we're going to do this. So let me show you an example. So if a user, let's say if a user has clicked on a tracking link, or not, no, let's do clicked because it's easier. So any link. So if a user has clicked on any link in our emails, then we want to send them another email. And then we're going to add more emails underneath here. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more. So you would connect it to this true, right? So if somebody opens links, you're going to send them these emails. If somebody doesn't, then maybe you want to unsubscribe them. Maybe you want to either unsubscribe them from a sequence, or maybe remove their tag because that tag is no longer relevant to them, right? So that's what this is. So let's delete that. You have the go-to, which basically just takes people to a specific step. So what you can do is, if you are running out of space here, for example, you can say go to, and you can say, okay, after they reach this step, I want them to go to, let's suppose, another email. So in this case, we only have the one email, but if you create another email on your subsequent step, you would be able to select it here. So I'll show you that actually in a second. And then once you're done, so wait means you want to wait a certain number of days, and then you have complete. Now for some of these guys, they are kind of redundant, right? Because if I enter another email here, let's suppose we want to enter another email 2 days from now, you have this option here, wait a number of days, right? So some of these options on the left are redundant and are a part of what you see here, all right? But just kind of for more organization, for peace of mind, they give you those options on the left as well. So for this email, after they receive that initial email, we want to wait 2 days and we want to send them another email. So we're going to click next, any time of day. For this one, we're going to say, let's say 2, right? For email 2. This one's going to be, have you checked out my course? So this is just for your reference, but it's going to be easier to see. And then again, we're going to say recipients. So recipients that are subscribed to this list, the affiliate guide signups, or you could have said anybody who reaches this step, which they will after the 2 days has passed. Either way is fine. There are many options how you could go about it. So we're going to send it to that list. We're going to add a single email, and then we're going to say, for example, we're going to say again, hey, first name. Oops, copy. Hey, first name. Have you heard about Google Ads, for example? We can add that here, and then we can add that here, and then we could say, we could write something here. So we could say, if you have a business and are looking to generate quality traffic, Google Ads is the perfect solution for you. I actually cover Google Ads in very thorough detail in my training course. Check it out by clicking here. And then we would link to our training course, right? So to our sales page. So if we go to home, let's see if that, yeah. I believe we said home for this one. So I believe the URL was adnetworkexpert.com/home. And so this is that page we want to take them to, right? So we can come in here, we can copy that, and we could add it here by clicking here. And we can add a link, HTTPS, we can add it here. It has the HTTPS in there. Good, we'll click next, get out by clicking here. Also, let me know what you think. I'm curious. And then we'll say, talk soon, Yvonne M, for example. We can come in here, we could highlight it. I like it to be in this color. And yeah, so that could be our email, right? So we can hit next. We can hit create. And there you go. So I'm going to zoom in actually a little bit. And we're going to drag it over here. And if something's uneven, let's suppose you put this one here and you want to center it perfectly, you click on arrange items and it just does it. Well, let's first activate it and let's connect it. And then if you click on arrange items, it's going to make it all nice and dandy for you. Okay, so that's your welcome email. It's your first email. And if you want more space, because this is getting kind of close, again, what you could do is you could create another email here, and then over here you would click go to. You would use the go to element, and then you would take them to that next email, right? So that's how that would work. So you can keep adding emails. You can click, you can select send email over here, and you can send, you can say email 3, email 4, email 5, however many you want to. Once you are done, click on or use this complete option just because it tells Kartra that your email sequence is done. So your email sequence will still work, but if you use this complete feature, then it just tells Kartra that it's done. So we're just going to go ahead and drag it here and make it something like that. And that looks good. So we're going to click done and exit. And so this is now our sequence that we've completed. So let's go ahead and test it out. So let's go to let's start, right? Sorry, I just checked. So it's start./free guide. So that's the one that we've created at the very beginning, right? So let's go ahead and test it out. So that looks right. So I'm going to click send me my guide. I'm going to be taken to this page, and let me go ahead and check my email to make sure that I've received that first email sequence email.
A few moments later.
All right, and so I actually had to use a different email. I used this one, steve19911121111@gmail.com, just because the other email I've been using so much for testing that it's already associated me as a lead so many times that it just doesn't send me any more emails. So once somebody enters their brand new email that hasn't been in the system before, this is what it's going to look like. So, hey Yvonne, here's your free guide. Right click here, download it. People will be taken to this thank you page. And yeah, people can unsubscribe, they can edit the details, and then when they unsubscribe, see, this is the list, people who signed up for the free guide or signed up for the free guide. So these are the mailing lists that they're automatically added to the sequences once they sign up. And so people will be able to select which one they want to be unsubscribed from. So that's what that is. That's the email here that we've set up. So now let's do one more email sequence, right? Let's do one for people who purchased the course, for example. So we're going to click on add sequence, and we're going to say let's say Google Ads purchase. And then here we can say purchased the Google Ads course. We'll click create. And so we are going to create a rule. So let's come over here and let's see. So we can either do order, people that have ordered, right? Or people have already been added to the list after they bought. We've set it up that way, right? So we've set it up once we set up our product that anybody that purchases that product gets added to this list. Okay, so that's already automatic. We don't have to do anything. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to hit save. So anybody that's on this list will be getting our emails. So I'm just going to create one email here just for simplicity since we already know how to do it. So anytime like that, communication. So hope you enjoy the course. And then we could create another email saying, hey, have you checked out my Microsoft Ads course, for example, right? So again, we've set all that up. So send to, we want to send to anybody reaching this step or people that are subscribed to the list. It's the same thing. Google Ad course members. We're going to hit save. We're going to do a single email. And then here we're going to say, again, I like to use first name. So we're going to copy this. We're going to say, hey, first name. Hope you are enjoying the course, right? Because first you want to give people value. You want to show them you're there. You don't want to start selling right away. So, hey, just wanted, let me scroll down a little bit so you see. Just wanted to check in to make sure you were okay. You recently bought my Google Ads course, and I sincerely hope that you are enjoying it. And then we can say, just so you know, I am here in case you have any questions. So fire away, and I'll be happy to help. Yvonne M. Okay, so now we've created a separate sequence now for people that have purchased, right? So we can create a bunch of these sequences. We can create another one for cart abandoners, for example. Yeah, so that looks good. Test, create, and then we can click on, we can make complete, or we can send another email, right? Again, we just drag and drop the other email and we submit it. Now, if you want to create an email sequence for cart abandoners, for example, you click here and then you say tag, and then you say cart abandoners, right? And so then you're going to be targeting anybody that is a cart abandoner, and then you would do the same thing. You would send the email to cart abandoners. So anybody that reaches that step, then you would say will be sent that email. So that's what you would do here. Alternatively, over here, if you click on edit, when it says here recipients, if you click here, you can say and people who have a tag, people who have the tag for cart abandoners. That's how you would do that. Okay, so that's basically it. I hope you get the idea. You know, we can keep adding more emails, but I think it's redundant at this point. I think you have a good idea of how this works. I think you know everything there is to know about these automations. Pretty straightforward. You do have advanced automations here as well. So they're basically just the if and then automation. So the same one that we created before with the if then, right? You can do them here as well. So they're all kind of interconnected. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure why this is here as opposed to here, but you do have these here as well, the if then, right? So that's gonna be this one's true false split. And then you would say, if a person does this, then you would send them something else. Okay, so same idea. Alternatively, you have this basic automation as well. You can do it this way where you can do it all in one. So if then, so same thing, okay? That's what I'm trying to show you. So that's pretty much it. So congratulations, we've set up our funnel, our website, our landing page, integrated the product together, and now we have these sequences that are going to be sent out to people who purchased the course and people that have signed up, right? And then if you go back to leads, by the way, but with this new email, you can click here and it tells you all this information about the contact, right? So where they are, what lists they pertain to, what emails, what sequences, what emails they've opened. So, right? So this lead actually has opened other emails in the past, but then I've deleted it. And so now they've opened this welcome email here, right? So then they'll be getting new emails, what websites, surveys, calendars. You'll see how active the person is. So really, really cool stuff. If you put in the contact form to get their Facebook, Instagram, anything like that, you will see it here as well. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope you found value in this video. I hope you are very familiar now with how to send out these emails. If you haven't signed up to Kartra yet, or you want to get started with it, I do offer you an exclusive discount if you go to go.ivanmana.com/Kartra, where I give you a 30-day free trial and 20% off on your first payment after the trial. So an exclusive offer you cannot get just by going to Kartra.com. So that is it for this part. In the next sections, I do want to go over these other features: webinar, calendar, surveys, help desk, funnels. I want to set all that up with you together and show you how you can integrate it and connect it with your funnel. All right. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.